Joan Park stared at the computer screen, his fingers hovering over the keyboard. The property at 1247 Quantum Lane had been sitting in his listings for weeks, and something about it made him uneasy. Most real estate agents would have loved such a modern house in a quiet suburban neighborhood, but this one felt different. The house looked perfectly normal from the outside. Sleek white walls, large windows, and a well-maintained front yard with neatly trimmed hedges. But each time a potential buyer came to view the property, something strange happened. Electronics would glitch, smartphones would lose signal, smart home devices would randomly turn on and off. Hannah Kim arrived precisely at 2:00 p.m., her silver hybrid sedan sliding smoothly into the driveway. She was a quantum technologies researcher with a reputation for solving complex technical problems. Unlike other potential buyers, she didn't look like someone searching for a dream home. Her eyes were sharp, calculating, scanning the property with a professional's keen observation. As she approached the front door, her smartwatch began to flicker. The digital display jumped between random numbers and symbols, something she had never seen happen before. Most people would have dismissed it as a technical glitch, but Hannah knew better. Jun greeted her at the entrance, his professional smile masking his inner tension. "Welcome to 1247 Quantum Lane," he said, handing her the standard property information packet. His hand trembled slightly, almost imperceptibly. The moment Hannah stepped inside, the house felt different. The air seemed to vibrate with an unusual frequency. Her advanced sensors, disguised as a simple wristband, began recording data. Electromagnetic readings were off the charts, but not in a way that suggested electrical malfunction. "How long has this property been on the market?" Hannah asked, walking through the living room. Her fingers brushed against a modern kitchen counter, her touch triggering a momentary disruption in the overhead smart lighting. June cleared his throat. 3 months. Unusual for this neighborhood. Typically, houses here sell within weeks. He watched her carefully, wondering if she would notice the subtle anomalies. The house was immaculate. Pristine white walls, minimalist furniture, large windows offering panoramic views of the quiet street. Everything looked perfect, almost too perfect. No signs of wear, no subtle imperfections that typically marked a lived-in space. Hannah's professional curiosity was piqued. She wasn't just looking for a home. She was investigating a mystery. Her background in quantum technologies had trained her to notice things others might miss, and this house was definitely hiding something. When she reached the home office, her portable quantum scanner, cleverly disguised as a standard tablet, began to pulse. Soft blue lights flickered across its screen, displaying complex mathematical patterns that made no conventional sense. June watched her, his professional demeanor barely concealing his own mixture of anxiety and excitement. He knew something was different about this property. The previous owners had sold it quickly, almost suspiciously so. No explanation, just a rapid transaction and complete relocation. "Would you like to see the basement?" June asked, his voice slightly higher than usual. Hannah nodded, her eyes never leaving the quantum scanner. Something was happening here, something that went far beyond a standard real estate transaction. As they walked towards the basement door, the house seemed to breathe around them. Not literally, of course, but there was a sense of anticipation, as if the very walls were waiting, watching, preparing for something neither Hannah nor June could yet understand. The basement door handle was cool to the touch. Too cool, Hannah thought. Almost unnaturally so. Little did they know, their exploration was about to uncover something that would challenge everything they understood about technology, real estate, and the very nature of human perception. The first step into the basement would change everything. The basement was unlike anything Hannah had expected. Clean, sterile, and lined with unusual metallic panels that seemed to absorb light instead of reflecting it. Her quantum scanner went crazy, displaying rapid sequences of data that made no immediate sense. "Something's not right," she muttered, more to herself than to June. Initial scans revealed bizarre energy signatures. Electromagnetic waves moved in patterns that defied standard physics. The walls seemed to have microscopic circuits embedded within their structure, circuits that were not part of any standard building technology. June watched nervously. As a real estate agent, he had seen many unusual properties, but this was different. Something about the space felt alive, almost breathing with an alien intelligence. Hannah pulled out a more advanced device from her bag. It looked like a standard tablet, but its internal components were anything but ordinary. Developed in a top-secret research facility, the device could detect quantum-level anomalies that standard equipment would miss. The readings were shocking. Tiny energy signatures suggested something was processing information continuously, not like a computer, but more like a living system. The walls, the floor, even the air seemed to be collecting and transmitting data. "This isn't a normal house," Hannah said quietly. Her fingers moved quickly across the device's screen, capturing every nuanced reading. The basement had no traditional electrical outlets. Instead, strange geometric patterns were etched into the walls, patterns that looked almost like circuitry, but more organic. They seemed to pulse with a soft, barely perceptible energy. Hannah's professional training kicked in. She began methodically mapping the room, taking precise measurements, documenting every unusual detail. Her background in quantum technologies had prepared her for strange discoveries, but this was beyond anything she had ever encountered. Each step she took seemed to trigger subtle responses in the environment. The floor would momentarily change temperature. The air would shift, creating microscopic pressure variations that her advanced sensors could detect. June watched, his initial real estate pitch forgotten. This was no longer about selling a house. This was about understanding something fundamentally unknown. "How long has this house been here?" Hannah asked, her eyes never leaving her scanning device. 15 years, June responded. Built by a tech company researcher who disappeared shortly after construction. The pieces were starting to connect. The unusual energy signatures, the embedded circuits, the mysterious previous owner. Hannah's scanner suddenly displayed a complex holographic projection. Geometric shapes danced in three-dimensional space, representing data streams that made no immediate sense. It was like watching a language being spoken, a language of pure information. Something was watching them. Not a physical presence, but an information network, embedded within the very structure of the house. "This isn't just a building," Hannah whispered. "This is something else." The quantum readings suggested an intelligent system far beyond current human technological understanding. Not a computer in the traditional sense, but a living, adaptive network that could process and respond to environmental changes. June moved closer, his curiosity overriding his fear. "What does all this mean?" Hannah's expression was a mixture of excitement and profound concern. "It means we've discovered something that wasn't meant to be discovered. Something that challenges everything we know about technology and intelligence." The basement continued its silent, subtle pulse. Waiting, observing, processing. Their investigation was just beginning, and the house was revealing its secrets one quantum signal at a time. Something extraordinary was about to unfold. The truth emerged slowly, like a whisper growing into a thunderous revelation. What Hannah and June had discovered was not a simple technological anomaly, but a sophisticated alien reconnaissance system carefully disguised as an ordinary suburban house. Quantum analysis revealed microscopic data nodes embedded within the building's molecular structure. These weren't electronic circuits like humans understood them. They were living information networks that could adapt, process, and transmit data continuously. "This is a surveillance mechanism," Hannah said, her voice barely a whisper. Her quantum scanner showed complex holographic patterns that resembled intricate biological systems, more than mechanical technology. The house was breathing information. Every surface, every wall, every inch of flooring contained microscopic sensors designed to observe and analyze human technological progression. It wasn't just monitoring, it was learning. June watched in stunned silence as Hannah worked. Her fingers moved rapidly across her scanning device, decoding fragments of an alien communication protocol that seemed to exist between dimensions of data and physical reality. The previous owner, a mysterious tech researcher who vanished years ago, was likely not even aware of the true nature of the property. Someone, or something, had strategically placed this observation node within human civilization. Temperature fluctuations became more pronounced. The room's electromagnetic field shifted subtly, responding to their investigation. It was almost as if the house was aware they were uncovering its secrets. Hannah's advanced quantum scanner began displaying strange symbols, mathematical equations that seemed to move and reshape themselves, representing a language of pure information far beyond human comprehension. "This technology," she muttered, "it's not just advanced. It's alive." The alien system had been dormant for years, quietly collecting data about human technological development. Its design was so sophisticated that it appeared supernatural to conventional detection methods. No traditional scanning equipment would have ever noticed its existence. Microscopic quantum entanglement nodes were woven into the building's very foundation. They could transmit information across vast distances, potentially connecting this single house to a larger galactic information network. June touched a wall, feeling an unexpected warmth. "How long has this been here?" he asked. Hannah's analysis suggested decades of silent observation. The alien system had been watching, learning, collecting data about human technological progression without ever revealing its presence. The basement walls seemed to pulse with a soft, almost organic light, not from any visible source, but from within the molecular structure itself. It was as if the entire building was a single, massive information processing unit. "We're not just looking at technology," Hannah explained. "We're looking at a living information organism designed to study humanity." Her quantum scanner continued decoding fragments, glimpses of complex mathematical sequences, patterns of communication that suggested a level of intelligence far beyond human understanding. The house was more than a building. It was an observatory, a sophisticated research station carefully integrated into human suburban landscape. Its design was so perfect, so seamless, that it had remained undetected for years. June felt a mixture of terror and excitement. They had stumbled upon something that would change humanity's understanding of technology and potential extraterrestrial contact. "What do we do now?" he asked. Hannah's eyes remained fixed on her scanner. "We learn, we understand, and we prepare." The alien interference system continued its silent observation, unaware that its own existence had just been discovered. Decades of collected data were now potentially at human fingertips. A single house, a complex alien technology, and two humans standing at the precipice of an extraordinary discovery that could reshape everything humanity thought it knew about technology, intelligence, and our place in the universe. The investigation was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. Hannah and June knew they couldn't simply walk away. The alien surveillance system was too advanced, too dangerous to be left unchecked. They needed a plan, a technological countermeasure that could neutralize the system without triggering its defensive mechanisms. Working through the night, they transformed June's real estate office into a makeshift research laboratory. Screens covered the walls, displaying complex quantum algorithms and energy signature analyses. Empty coffee cups scattered across the desk told the story of their intense concentration. "We can't destroy it," Hannah explained, her fingers dancing across multiple computer screens. "If we attempt direct interference, the system might send an alert to its original creators." June watched, fascinated. His background in real estate had never prepared him for something like this. But he understood one thing: they were dealing with technology beyond human comprehension. The key was to create a quantum disruption protocol that would essentially trick the alien system. They needed to develop a sophisticated digital camouflage that could neutralize the surveillance mechanisms without causing a defensive response. Hannah's quantum scanner continued collecting data. Each scan revealed more about the system's intricate communication networks. It wasn't just a piece of technology. It was a living, adaptive intelligence embedded within the house's structure. They worked on developing an adaptive AI algorithm that could mimic the alien system's communication patterns. The goal was to create a technological white noise that would essentially blind the surveillance mechanism without destroying it. Hours turned into days. Their computers ran complex simulations, testing thousands of potential interaction scenarios. Each attempt brought them closer to understanding the alien technology's fundamental communication structure. "It's like learning a completely unknown language," Hannah muttered, her eyes red from lack of sleep. "We're trying to communicate with a system that doesn't think like any technology we've ever encountered." June brought more coffee, his hands shaking slightly. The weight of their discovery was becoming more real with each passing moment. They weren't just investigating a strange house anymore. They were potentially protecting humanity from an unknown technological threat. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. The complex algorithm Hannah designed suddenly showed a 97% match with the alien system's communication protocol. It was like finding a key to an impossibly complex lock. Their adaptive AI could now generate a signal that would effectively blind the surveillance system. Not destroy it, but create a permanent interference that would prevent it from transmitting any meaningful data. "We're not eliminating the technology," Hannah explained. "We're creating a permanent fog that prevents it from seeing or reporting anything." The final test would be critical. One wrong move could trigger the system's defensive mechanisms, potentially alerting whatever civilization had placed this observation node on Earth. As dawn broke, they prepared their digital countermeasure. June's real estate office was now a high-tech command center, filled with equipment that looked like it belonged in a top-secret government research facility. "Ready?" Hannah asked, her finger hovering over the execution button. June nodded, his heart racing. The quantum disruption protocol launched. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, gradually, the house's internal systems began to change. Electromagnetic readings became chaotic. The molecular circuits embedded in the walls started to lose their precise synchronization. They had done it. The alien surveillance system was now effectively neutralized. But something told them this was just the beginning of a much larger story. The house at 1247 Quantum Lane would never be the same again. And neither would humanity's understanding of technology. The final confrontation arrived with unexpected calm. Hannah and June stood in the house, watching as the alien surveillance system slowly transformed under their quantum disruption protocol. What they discovered was beyond anything they could have imagined. The system was not a weapon or an invasion mechanism. It was a test, a sophisticated observation node left by an advanced civilization to measure humanity's technological adaptability and potential. Microscopic circuits within the walls began to reconfigure. Instead of transmitting data back to an unknown source, they started creating complex mathematical models. These models seemed to be evaluating humanity's technological progress, documenting our species' innovative capabilities. "It's like an exam," June whispered. "We're being evaluated." Hannah's quantum scanner revealed intricate details. The alien system had been monitoring human technological development for decades. Every smart device, every internet connection, every technological advancement had been quietly observed and analyzed. The house itself was more than a building. It was a living research station, a technological organism designed to understand human potential. Its circuits were biological, adaptive, capable of learning and evolving with each passing moment. As their disruption protocol continued, something unexpected happened. Instead of collapsing or shutting down, the alien system began to share information. Complex data streams revealed glimpses of technological understanding far beyond current human comprehension. Mathematical equations danced across Hannah's screens. Scientific principles that challenged everything humans currently understood about physics, quantum mechanics, and information transfer. "They're not here to invade," Hannah realized. "They're here to understand." The house's molecular structure began to change. Circuits that were once hidden became visible, transforming the interior into a breathtaking display of technological complexity. It was like watching a living, breathing computer reveal its inner workings. June watched in awe as geometric patterns formed on the walls, representing complex communication networks. These weren't just circuits, they were a language, a method of understanding that transcended human technological limitations. Their quantum disruption had not destroyed the system. Instead, it had transformed it. The alien observation node was now sharing its collected knowledge, offering humanity a glimpse into technological possibilities we had never imagined. Scientific principles that could revolutionize energy production, communication technologies, and our understanding of quantum mechanics were being revealed. Decades of silent observation were now being translated into human comprehensible data. "We passed the test," Jum said, his voice filled with wonder. Hannah nodded. Humanity had proven its worth, not through military might or aggressive expansion, but through technological innovation, adaptability, and an unquenchable curiosity to understand the unknown. The real estate lawsuit that had originally brought them to the house now seemed insignificant. They had uncovered something far more important, proof that humanity was capable of understanding and communicating with technologies beyond our current comprehension. As the day progressed, the house continued its transformation. What was once a mysterious, potentially threatening surveillance system was now a testament to human potential. The alien technology had been repurposed, its knowledge ready to be studied and understood. Hannah's research team would spend years analyzing the data. Each discovery would push the boundaries of human scientific understanding, opening doors to technological advancements that seemed like science fiction just moments ago. Jum's role in real estate had become something far more significant. He was no longer just selling properties. He was part of a team that had made first contact with an advanced technological civilization. The house at 1247 Quantum Lane was no longer just a property listing. It was a symbol of humanity's potential, our ability to face the unknown with curiosity, intelligence, and an unwavering desire to understand. As sunset approached, the house glowed with a soft, pulsing light, a reminder of the extraordinary journey they had undertaken. Humanity had not just survived an alien observation. We had triumphed. And this was just the beginning.